Welcome, Warrior. Monday morning, New York City. We have to talk about it. I just finished being part of the expert panel on crime stories with Nancy Grace. And of course, it's about Dirty Diddy. This story is so important because I don't want to hear any, yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't like it. I'm not paying attention. It has bigger ramifications than just an entitled, spoiled, very wealthy guy who for decades was allowed to get away with crimes against women, crimes against men also, and perhaps even children. We are waiting. So today starts jury selection. I heard that there are about 150 to 200 people on tap. That should take about a week to do. Expected to go to trial May 12th. We'll see. I don't know how anybody, I'm not a lawyer, I don't play one on TV or YouTube, but I don't know how anybody, I have full confidence in my fellow New Yorkers that they will hold Dirty Diddy accountable. Too much coverage, too much if you live in New York, you heard, even if you weren't involved in, entertainment business and stuff, you heard little things. A lot of people did over the years, decades about him. Certainly he was in the news with a shooting in over 20 years ago. Front page of our heralded, New York Post. So I don't think his showing up to court this morning in a pullover sweater and a little schoolboy outfit, because remember, first impression is always those first 5 seconds is what lasts, right? With people, right? I think we can all agree with that. But I don't think they are smarter than this. When I was recently being considered to be a juror, I found the people I was with to be hardworking New Yorkers, rather conservative, not knowing much about them because you can't really chat a lot, right? You can't talk about the cases, but conservative in nature, men and women. They're not buying this. They're not buying the current defense from Diddy's lawyers, Dirty Diddy, let me clarify that. He was incapacitated, his mental abilities due to his drug and alcohol abuse. This is a complicit crime. He had people working with him who was bringing in, he's charged with sex trafficking, force, fraud, coercion. If this was a consensual swinging lifestyle, as they're claiming now, and a lot of people do it, A, I don't think a lot of people do it. B, I think if people do it, they do not advertise it. They do not go about drugging and giving people alcohol. It's a consensual type of thing, from what I read. And also flying people in from all over the country. I heard that word would be put out, word of mouth, Diddy party tonight, or Diddy party in California, Diddy party in Florida. And people want to be close to wealth. People want to be close to showbiz. And they would therefore attend. And then the so-called vicious, violent, from what we know about occurrences, happened. Here's the thing, the jury's smart, or potential jurors. His sweater, his videos, that half, I almost said a word that I didn't say it though. That apology, if you all recall, where he found God, he asked God forgiveness, he was at his lowest point. He's not seeking an apology, but he's just, down and out, and nobody's buying it. And the one thing he didn't mention in that apology video, Cassie. Remember, decades this has been going on with him. Decades he made business deals. If I heard about things on the street, I didn't have proof, but if I heard and they made business deals with him, complicit. Then his employees. Who was bringing these people to these fantastic, you heard all over New York, these Diddy parties, white parties. Who was booking the flights? Who was seeking the people? Who was arranging cars, hotels, bringing people shopping for clothes to wear to the parties? Who was supplying drugs and alcohol? So much complicit here. Well, we hear from J-Lo. We hear that she is going to testify about the gun case. She was with him over 2 decades ago. We definitely know we're hearing from Cassie Ventura, and I maintain this, which I just maintained no matter what question Nancy Grace asked me, there is video evidence. Because when I see the Cassie Ventura tape, I get a pit in my stomach repeatedly, and I have seen it maybe 50 times already. I get a pit of him kicking towards her head, kicking into her stomach, her kidney area. People just have to see that. And who knows what other video evidence they're going to be presenting. So this is an important case. I leave you with this. Not just about Dirty Diddy. It is about all the people complicit. Why did so many people who witnessed this stand by? The people who worked for him. Yeah, money talks, crime walks, we know that. Why did they allow this? People who came forward, who were victims, they were shushed Nobody took them seriously, and then they were afraid for their lives, threatened by Dirty Diddy and his employees. And fourth, what about all these victims and survivors overall of abuse, exploitation, sex trafficking, human trafficking? They want to see this case. This is a great day, actually. It is in courts. They want to see him held accountable. They want to see people of wealth, power, showbiz held accountable. So Dirty Diddy, your little schoolboy look, your little defense of everybody, lots of people are into swinging, your little defense of diminished mental capacity because I was taking drugs and alcohol, and that half apology video, to me, does you no good. He can deny all he wants. That video he said was altered of Cassie. It was not altered, right? It remains to be seen. Stay tuned. I am here to represent all the victims and survivors and be a voice for them, of empowering them to speak up and to speak out. There will be accountability. Stay tuned. lynswarriors.org, always on X, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you're in the New York area, tomorrow, May 6th, we are going to have our Empowerment Party, Community Creates Change Hope event at the Cutting Room, 44 East 32nd Street. We'd love for you to drop by. We're going to have music, food, a book discussion about sex trafficking, and we're going to have a beautiful vocal selection by Rosie Timon. And I just want us to come together as a community, because all of this is dark and ugly and overwhelming. But when we speak up and speak out, we create change. And we're going to celebrate just a couple hours of having fun and being together, and you know what? Rewarding those survivors that will be in attendance, that their voices matter. Join us, Cutting Room. I'll put the link in the body of this video. And remember, this is a most important story. But I leave you with, who else was complicit along with Dirty Diddy? And especially here in New York, one of the biggest events of the year. Today is the Met Gala, first Monday in May. How fitting that the Dirty Diddy trial starts on the same day, because what we have heard for a long time is the Met Gala, attended many times in the past by Dirty Diddy. Anna Wintour, editor of Vogue, loved having him there in his capes and his jeweled crucifixes and his crown hats and all these costumes he would show up in. We always heard, remember, I don't have proof, heard word on the street was that this is one of the most disgusting nights in New York City. I'll just leave it at that. lynswarriors.org. Please honor our hashtag Community Creates Change. And when you wake up each and every day, thank you to all of you for following along, for sharing our videos. I'd love to hear some questions and comments about all of this, what you're thinking. I want you to wake up each and every day, wherever you are. Go out and be a warrior.